We're now going to see a practical example of looping through a dictionary, and we'll do so to find the average score of each student. So let's just print out our student's dictionary. So here are the scores of each student. Let's find the average for each one. So to do this, we could just iterate through the values. So for value and students.values, this is not something you typically do with dictionaries, but we certainly could. We could, first of all, we need to calculate the average score. So the average is, okay, we're going to get access to this list. So we're going to sum this list up, and we're going to divide it by the length of it, like this. Then we can just print out average like this. So the average for Adam is that, Nico or Penelope and Nico. Now, a better way would be to print out a sentence that shows us, who has this average. Okay, so let's give a more, just a better sentence here. So if we want to have the name along with the average, well, we're going to not loop through the just values. We're going to loop through each of the items. We need the dot item. So we need key, comma value over here. And the average is still calculated the same way. And now we're going to use an F string in here. So we'll say key is the student's name, has an average of, and we'll put average over here like this. So now we get access to both the key, which we're going to use in the sentence, and the value, which is a list, again, which is just calculated the average the same way. That doesn't change. So now we have this. And if you've learned about string formatting, we can go ahead and format it nicely. All right, so that is one way to iterate through here and to use both the key and the value. This is the most common way with the items method. Now let's say we want to, instead of printing it out, we want to have a new dictionary that that will contain just the average score. So really I should call this students average like this. So I'm going to create a new dictionary. I'm not going to print it out. I'm instead going to say students average, and I'm going to add a new key into the dictionary and assign it to be the value of the average like this. So let's take a look at the code one more time. I begin by creating a new empty dictionary. The for loop will iterate through the students again, those three with those lists. I'm going to mutate my dictionary by adding a new item. So the key will be just the same key, the student name, and the value will be the average. So when I execute this, nothing is going to be printed to the screen. I will just access students underscore AVG like this. And now I have a new dictionary where each key corresponds to a value, which will be a float. Okay, so that's how you can use the items method. This is the most common because you get access to both the key and the value as you are iterating through the dictionary.